welcome to this episode of Pamthunzi Podcast, where we create safe space for open conversations. I am Priska Consider and my colleague
Robert Edward Magasa. Today we dive into another topic that affects many, but oftentimes overlooked: body image and self-esteem. How we see ourselves shape our confidence, our mental health, and how we engage with the outside world.
So like Robert has said, today we'll explore more on different forces that shapes our perception of beauty and self-worth. Robert, can you remember this side serious?
Kobas.
Chifoko kuzwajan, nkani ya body image and self-esteem is very important, and I feel like it's something that affects almost everybody.
Yes.
Like almost everybody, because I believe that makes them insecure about themselves.
Very true. I mean, there's always something that you know and you're like, oh God, this really puts me down all the time. Like always, I like to put you on the corner.
Why does it always have to be me?
It is always me asking the first question. What is that thing that when you're growing up, you're like, oh my God, this, when everybody else pick on that one, it will put you down.
Okay. So since we're talking about body image, so I'll talk about something that, so for me, it's my height. You know, I'm tall. I'm taller than you, even though I'm putting on heels, but I'm tall. I'm taller than you. So growing up, my height has always been like my insecurity, because people always pick on it like it's a negative thing. So people always comment on it as if it's a negative thing, as if it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
So people will be, oh, but you're tall. So it came out as a negative thing for me. So I kept constantly hearing that. And it affected me, like and I mean, while I was growing up, I was one who already had zero self-confidence. I had very serious low self-esteem issues and all that because of those small things. But then growing up, I had to own it.
Yes.
I had to accept to say, okay, I'm tall. I can change that. I mean, the fact that you notice that I'm tall is because you're short. So I was like,
That's true.
This is okay. I'm okay. Me being tall is not a bad thing. So they have to focus on themselves and not on me. So I had to own it. I had to start putting on heels. Me, I wasn't wearing heels before, but I started putting on heels like unapologetically, like that. I don't even feel sorry about it.
And your height describe you for that, and it's strong.
Exactly. So that's something that took a lot of work. Like it really took a lot of work for me to get to this point where I can freely own my height like that, and to the point where I don't let it bother me anymore.
You see, these little perfect imperfections are actually our strength, if you get to know them and actually live with them like that. Growing up as a little boy, this was the other, and oh God, that was like I would stop being in that circle. But every time when I want to be in that circle of people, I was like checking myself all the time. Sometimes even Umabanga pretend to balance. But you see how you're going through these things. But when you own it, you're like, okay, this is me, and this is who I am in this way. It takes that step for you to just move on like that. But it's not an easy step. Just little things, but they affect you a little more.
Yeah. So like we've said, Kudi program we are going deeper into that, like really understanding how these issues, these small comments that people make affect people, how they affect people's self-esteem, self-confidence, and all that. So joining us is a guest. Will share with us their own journey as well, their own insecurities, and how they've been able to overcome those insecurities, and also where they are at right now in life. Welcome back. like we said before the break, kunena zokuti katikati mwa program yathu ya tsiku lati khandi mulendo amene kucheza naye under today's topic ya body image and self-esteem. Takulandira program yathu ya tsiku.
Thank you very much. My name is Leonorah Cooke. Antwambili amandiziwa ndizina loti Lexane. I'm a model. I'm a student studying journalism and media studies, and I'm a writer. Yeah, I am also the first princess and ambassador of Mr. and Miss Albinism Malawi.
Oh, okay. We're in the presence of royalty.
Yeah. All right. So today we're discussing about body image and self-esteem.
Yeah.
Kunena zona zokuti aliyesama kandi that one thing maybe they're insecure about themselves, or people have made them believe something is wrong with them because of something. For me, I've said it's my height. I'm tall. Like growing up, that was my greatest insecurity. People always commented on it as if it's a bad thing until I had to own it at some point in my life. So we wanted to understand from you, Kunena Zoto, what's that one thing for you, Jimene, either makes you feel insecure about yourself or people make you feel insecure about yourself?
So growing up, I didn't think of any insecurities. I didn't really think something is wrong with me, something like that. But then when I got into social media, people on social media started bullying me. And then I noticed, so this is my insecurity. This is what is wrong with me. Yeah. And people started pointing out my my skin color and whatnot. Zintu zambili kuti ndikavanga ichi, and then they would talk, sukenika upanga ichi, boma and whatnot. Zintu zoti ineyo namba uziganizira kuti kumazibanga limit kuti zintu zinaseningavangi just because of what people were saying. Yes.
Compared to this point you're thinking about social media. She has mentioned about social media to say that's where her insecurities started. Because of the things that people were saying on social media, she started feeling insecure. I feel like social media is also another tool. It can uplift people, so it can really drag you
out
in so many ways. Chifuka tikakambangani ya body image, aende to my social media tuona zintu.
Body shaming.
Body shaming is all over. Unenebe, people say something.
They always have something to say.
Exactly. So again, I wanted us to discuss more on how those negative comments now affect us. How did those negative comments affect your self-esteem and self-confidence?
The negative comments affected me in two ways, in a good way and then in a bad way. Antagamandinena zimapezi kuti zundipanga pen uplift mtima wangu mambo kulemba kuti because I've faced a lot on social media. I've been through a lot. The bad thing is I got into depression because of social media. People were really bullying me every day. Post, they'll go after me. And it's always girls.
Really?
It's always girls. They'll say a lot of things to you.
Do you mind to share is one of few comments, or just maybe one that really gets you wow, people can say things, mean things.
Yeah. Because I'm really confident, I really believe in myself. People started saying, umazimva kugongola koma ndionyasa. Malobino amakhala anthu onyasa. Zambiri zintu zina zoti siningayankhule zintu zosakhala bwino. Zintu zoti munthu oti wina oti sineyo anakhala kuti ndi wina wake. Olo kuzimangirira kale because they have really been through a lot.
So you mentioned about the positive part, kuti iza kuthandizira so in a positive way.
Yeah.
How is that?
After people started pointing out kuti ndibooneka chonchi ndionda ine sinikadandaula zimezozwe kuti ndinonde, I didn't really care. Nde naona kuti zintu izizi zisandipase barrier kwa zintu zimene ndifuna kupanga. And then basi napangazisankho yonoti I should just stay strong. I'm already a strong person, but then it made me stronger. Yeah. Nde ndikaona negative comment I'll delete or block kapena ndiyankha ngati zandibwereka kwambiri ndimayankha kuti kumupanga munthu kumpanga point ndo ukapeza kuti kumulondolera they'll say I'm rude fukwa ndayankha they'll say I'm rude nde naona kuti people will always talk or ndiyayankhe or ndablock they'll always be there to talk so basi I just decided to be strong. Yeah.
I believe you considering your line of work. You said you're a model.
Yeah.
I think it took a lot of courage for you to actually do that, considering you're somebody who is constantly bullied and everything, but you still went ahead to be a model because that's something that already puts you in the public.
I already started modeling ndisanaalowe social media. Ndili mwana. I was like 13 kandi 14 ndisanaalowe zinthu za ku social media komano it wasn't that serious ndivanova kupanga compare ndekulowa ku social media. I got into social media. People didn't really know kuti I'm a model akaona ma pictures anga ina mangoti model and then nayamba nokumaposta kuti I'm a model chanchani nde anthu ena ano anayamba kuona ano mavuto model angakhala albino chani zambirimbiri zinthu zoti you're not supposed to say to someone else zinthu zoti nzobwereka.
Wow, it seems like you've gone through a lot of challenges to be where you are right now. And I really appreciate your energy and your courage just to be out there in the social media and the entertainment industry. But I want to take you back to the time where Malawi was experiencing the abduction of people with albinism. How did you go through that and how old were you?
I was really young. At that time I didn't really understand what it meant. Ndimangoti nde kwathu akamanduza kuti ukachoka uskulu come straight home ndimaopa kuti kodi akuti chani ndipena mabwezi anditenga. I have my younger brother who was like my protection. Mama aiso kuti kwathu ndi ku school sipanali patali kwambiri mina 5 minutes away, but then makolo amaopa be kuti maybe something might happen chani. Yeah, I was scared. Maybe I was 9, 10, 11. Zinthu zoti sina nkazima siya kuyambiraso. Nde makolo anga they really did. My mom especially did a good job taking care of me. Kundiyanganira kuti kodi ndikuyenda bwanji. Yeah. That's how I survived that era. Mayanga ndamana ndiyanganira afuka ineyo ndinayi ndili mwana. I couldn't look after myself. Ndamama nduzori osaenda kwambiri osatani. Good thing ndimamvera mapezi kuti nothing happened pakana vano. Yeah.
So finally we've talked about how people negatively like comment on social media about you, they bully you on social media and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So just to wrap up, how did that help you to redefine yourself? Like, how did you redefine your self-worth and everything? How did you get to the point where it doesn't bother you anymore?
Something happened last year. Ndumapita ku school. Nde it happened kuti I was invited to some podcast. So anandifusa kuti who's your top 5 dancehall artists? So that was my opinion. The Antoa podcast they posted on their social media platforms. There's an episode, and I think opinion yanga sina sangarasi. There were some girls I know from Facebook, from Jani. Anayambopanga comment ndanandinyoza sigana. Nodi ndizinto zodamba panga iwo. Anandinyoza. Then my mom is really defensive because amandiziwa kuti ine sini mayambana ndi anthu pa social media ni mavanga zanga. Ndanamufusa kuti kodi bwanja anokulakwira chani. Ndeyoja anayamba sosempana mawu ndi ndani?
Your mom.
Ndi mayangacha. So I was really pissed off. The girl mapeza kuti akundinyoza kuti ndinosaoneka bwino ndimapanga matama ndinditsitsiro perewera. I took a picture from Facebook. I wasn't sinikanika kuposta pa social media platforms anga ngati Facebook ka Twitter chanchani I didn't post it there na post status kwanga cause nikazori I have some friends orisunda anzaki I posted a picture naneso of course I wasn't supposed to do that ndinamubwenzera no napanga point out ma zomwe inendu kuona kuti ndizinthu zoti ndi ma insecurities pathupi pake ndikumunena naye so I think anamva kuwawa mbiri ndi iye anayamba kusinthana mawu ndi mayanga and then my mom blocked her anafufuza mapu amakhala nsikana amakhala kuluchenza anafika kwathu ndi my mom has a little saloon pena anafikira umeye kuja anayamba kusemphana mawu ndi not with my mom kunali antanga inaki ndi anthu ena awuzatani kuno ndi analalata ndabwera tumesa mmandifuna she was really rude ndabwera mwamubisa mwana wanuyo chanchani anabwera ndanyamata awiri and she was drunk ndanamfuza kuti wabwera kuno uzatani ndifuna ndizaone chimene amanyadira iyeyo amapangira njimatama pa social media ndi my mom anakulakwira chani chanchani iyo cha kukumbusa nkhani I think zinaye zakalekale it was about an interview they were bullying me too and I stood up for yourself yeah anapeza kuti they bullied another girl who's my friend, she's a designer too anapeza kuti anampanga bully naye ndi nafusa kuti why can't you find something else to do rather than panga nkhani zija zinatha and then pabwera issue iyi anabwera kwathu kumalongosolera anthu ajezimezo kuti ifeyo tinapanga interview chanchana my mom was like no nkhani siri nkhani si imene yoyoyi mwina pali nkhani ina unene iye anatukwana zambirimbiri ananinyoza ari ndisamanyade ngati kuti ndine Miss Universe
but you are your own Miss Universe so why not
ndi ananyoza zambirimbiri asamanyade zinchani zambirimbiri so akupita anamutsatira ndi galimoto anamutenga ku police the issue was reported komano nothing was done paibe chimene chinachitika cause arikaya kwauso ndi kwa police and nothing happened zinakhala kuti zangolowa but then I feel like bullying is supposed to be taken seriously it's really zikuona nganthu ena amazimangirira ena ndantota anazolowera but then ena tinazolowera komano sizimayinika kutero maona nde basi sikana uja after some time amaika be mapost tinapitaso ku polisi anangu ayimbira bwambo ake kwauza ndi yankhulana naye make mena anayimbira ali ku polisi for the first time anauza kuti ine mwana amene natani ndinatopa naye amangondibweresera mavuto pakhomo pano anamusiya she was released the same day munthu anabwera kwathu ariso kaya anafika ku school kaya munthu anakathondipanga chinthu ina chiliyonse mwina kundimenya kaya kundibaya kundirani because she was anaenda anyamata awiri komano police nothing happened palibe chimene chinachitika so incident imeneyi inandipangisa kuti ndipange realize kuti no one will stand up for me I just have to be me kaya anthu ayankula I'll deal with it myself yeah.
All right, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I believe unena zota ntenage aphunzirapo ziwiri zitatu ndithu kuti how best they can also deal with their own insecurities and all that.
I hope you've got your own take out of this story. I have my own. People have got their own insecurities and they reflect them on other people.
Yeah,
it's not
very
you.
True.
Just be you, and your little perfect imperfections are what makes you a superhero. Welcome back to Pamthunzi Podcast. Joining us is another guest who is also a friend of mine.
Yours, what do you mean? He's a friend of ours.
Yes.
Bule is a friend of ours.
Okay, Bule.
Yes.
Let's just turn straight into you, my brother. What was your biggest struggle with body image as growing up?
Kubadwa kwene mena bagwila at the age of 2 or 3 nthawi imene mwana amamera mano kuti akumera mano ichi ndimabadwa ndi mano ovunda kale. That was the time. Nde kumapezeka kunaya kuti mano aja akamera ola kale mwana wang'ono kuti akumera umene mano aja kumano nkhankamwa. That was how it was. That was how serious it was. Nde komanso chifukwa choti mano aja ng'ono I think pali nthenda imene amang'amba kunaya kuti pali akaenga amabwera ndi nthenda. So I think I was born with that disease. Yoti mano amabadwa amamera ong'ongeka kale. So my mother had to spend a lot of time in the hospital to the point where achipatalanga kuti muzo mwana uyu tinchotse mwana wawa komano singanchotse onse pakamozi fo apitirira. So tizinchotsa limodzi because I was really sick by that time. Right? So amachotsa limodzi kunafika no point kuti nthawi imene anachotsa mano ono ena sana mere from that tender age chatimati milk age icha ma milk teeth acha kuchotsa amene aja osameranso mpaka nyakula kufika this age. So when I was in school ndavutika kwambiri. Ndavutika kopsa fika kuti imapezeka ona kuti ku school kuyambira aziphunzitsi ana school anzanga the society pateni kuphatikizapo even ku church kusowana kothawira. Right? So I really had big problems even ku school. Pengo mafika kuganza kuti ndipite ku school sinkavutikaso kuti kapena ndipite akati lero Sunday lero church even ku church kuni makumana onso anthu omandichula mayina. Actually the name man ndipatsano ku school uko kapena malosi anemayenda lokuteni amangoti nganga because I had no teeth pa front apa.
Okay, so as somebody now who is in the entertainment industry, you're an actor.
Yes, I'm an actor.
We have seen you acting in several movies, series and all.
And a producer too.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm a
he's a
producer.
as well. So how did you get to that point where, as somebody who was bullied growing up, how did you get to the point where you had to gain self-confidence
And
all
strive
that?
in an industry where it demands a lot of self-confidence.
And a lot of high self-esteem.
Like acting. And we had to, what I needed to do was kungozoona na kuti kodi ineyo ndi ndani. Right? Because ngati ku school ndimakumana ndizovuta. Uchechi ndikumana ndizovuta. So nditalowa industry, I want to tell you the first money I touched in my hands, I remember that was 2004. The very first money I touched, nangogula mano. And covered the problem. Because actually, chifukwa kuti ndine radio actor, I'm a stage actor, I'm a film actor. Right? Imazoe pa radio bacha, chifukwa kampana kaya, wafika you get it?
Yeah.
Now, I had to work hard. Kuti fifi amene I don't. Ate. So, ngapita kagula mano kaize saja ja kugula mano anga. Kuloko as I'm talking, mano la baba. Ndojo ogulira. Actually, sorry guys. Naturally most in the football.
Okay, so at least in your case, you are lucky enough you could afford
Yes.
But there are people who are struggling with different insecurities regarding their body and whatsoever, but they cannot afford to do something or anything about it. I would give an example. I shared earlier to say my biggest insecurity was my height. That's something that I can change. There are people who are short, really, really short, they cannot change that as well. So makazi zapermanent ndithu zokuti you cannot change. And amene wati ngathandiza morani kunena zoti they should also be able to build their self-confidence and self-esteem.
Okay, ineyo mami wanga ngogula chifukwa cha ntchito. Koma otherwise I've lived without teeth from the day like 3 years. Omuna so 2 years. Mwana wamena ndi 1.5 years, yeah? Right? Yeah. I've been like that from 1.5 years to 25 years. So ndingachivumeleza, and I never wanted anything to stop me no matter what. Chifukwa problem ngani ku school also ngalozunguza. So aphunzisi bafuna undigonjesa amakwisa ntchito my problem is a way to calm me down. You get, comment, it was very painful. Trust me, very painful. I remember one guy, I'm bully every day. This guy, I'm bully every day. Because you know, despite you couldn't get man, Komabe, I was the favorite of the girls. I'm telling you. From primary, secondary. They Antonio Pomtemanga attack, I'm going to my problem to defeat me from.
And they would humble you.
You get it? I come to the girls, they never humbled me because the girls were always backing me.
I mean, Blessings just gave me a very big belly laugh. I'm sure you're laughing while you're watching the episode. But this is what it means when you own your own insecurities. They become nothing.
Yeah, that's true. And it became nothing to me. It became nothing. I don't know if I still have time, what I can share a little story of someone who bullied me so much, and in the end, God is alive, Peter.
What happened to this person?
This person bullied me so much the whole way, like my primary school. Kumanapezeka kuna kuti iyeyo wandipanga bully ngati Wednesday, ndili ndatsikana ndikuyenda, andibereka atsikana ndikuyenda. And this guy anabwera wepacha. Nganga iwe ukuti chani? Nganga I felt bad because I was young, and I felt bad kuti muntu wanditukwana watisa ineyo nalira. That's the day I cried over these issues. Nalira. Yet kuti guys mpaka afika point hii kuninyoza yonje. Ku maphuzi apa likubula primary school ku Chilomoni. Ndiye ku Chilomoni kuja kuli ground amati MDC ground. Kumasirega mpila from Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This guy went ka venture, tima venture, makwena mpanda kuti ka venture tigwele. Ananyoza Wednesday. So he went on Friday ka venture ku ground. Ndiye kongani ngo azilonda umene kuja kuti amakaniza ku venture. And they could do anything for you. This guy ataninyoza ndiye waninyoza zaka zambiri plus this day nendalira. He went there. Anakwela mpanda Friday. Mene yamafika basi shibonga ingafikira as I'm talking alibe bana watatu pa front. I cried. This guy up to now halibe mano banoba. You get it? So, you know what I'm saying is ngatuni ndivuto be confident. Koma so you know kuti Mungu is on your side. You can achieve what you want to achieve in your life. Despite the problem you have, you get it.
Many more to program yatu ya tsiku la lero ya Pamthunzi Podcast, where we've been discussing about body image and self-esteem. This was a very important topic. Chifukwa, this is something that affects almost everybody. Aliensa indichina chake nditu about themselves. Chimene chimabangisa zone so they should feel insecure and also maybe have low self-confidence, also low self-esteem. Then hopefully you have learned something from today's conversations and also from our guests.
If you enjoyed this conversation, like, share, and subscribe. Let's keep this discussion going.
You have been with me, your host, Priska Consider, and my co-host,
Robert Edward Magasa. Until next time, stay confident and stay kind.